Caution: the following is based upon true facts. The readers are encouraged to do individual research at their own risk. When the clock strikes midnight, the murmurs begin. But this isn't just another spooky story time. It's a bone-chilling blend of shadowy fiction, disturbing true crime, eerie legends, and interviews that just might haunt you. From cursed hallways to the darkest corners of the human psyche, nothing is off the table. And if our voices have found you, it may already be too late. New episodes drop each week. Follow Murmurs at midnight and invite the darkness in. The Prism of Cyrus Shade. Chapter 1. The Flicker in the Dark. In the misty Ozark Mountains, 16-year-old Cyrus Shade lived as an only child with his parents in a quaint cedar cabin, a mix of Ozark craftsmanship and modern technology, just outside of Willow Springs, Missouri. Mildly autistic, Cyrus sought solace in the bright glow of sweeping lasers and pulsing LED party lights, red, blue, green, strung like city neon across his bedroom ceiling. These lights eased his sensory world, mimicking the gentle chaos of a dance club that calmed and centered him. He spent hours tinkering with artificial intelligence tools, using them to tease patterns out of the chaotic tapestry of reality. One evening, a news article crossed his screen: M. McGee White, missing since 2003. The surname White reverberated in Cyrus's mind, and he programmed his AI to search police and FBI databases for missing adults with color-based surnames between 1988 and 2020. The result startled him: 67 individuals, of whom 52 shared the surname White, and 15 bore the name Black. Every one of them had vanished without a trace, save for Christina White, a homicide victim in 2005. This eerie pattern consumed Cyrus's thoughts like a moth to flame, sparking a fierce determination to uncover the truth. Chapter 2. The AI Oracle. Obsession settled in his mind like thick fog. Cyrus ran AI queries relentlessly, calculating the odds of a serial killer targeting these 67. He cross-referenced FBI data. There were between 25 and 50 active serial killers annually across the 32-year span, yielding around 900 to 1,800 victims total. He also checked surname prevalence in the general population. The AI spit back a rough probability, a 1 in 5,000 to 1 in 10,000 chance. Nonetheless, even prolific killers like Samuel Little, with his 93 victims, hadn't chosen based on surnames. Still, Cyrus sensed a larger puzzle. He dove into UFO forums next, asking his AI whether extraterrestrials had ever targeted people by name. It returned again a 1 in 10,000 chance, stressing that no evidence tied alien abductions to surnames. He phoned the Willow Springs Police Department. Officer Hargrove listened politely, but soon brushed him off. Cyrus remained unfazed. His resolve only deepened with each dismissal. Chapter 3. The Prism's Edge. Cyrus thought often about his own name, Cyrus, Persian for sun, and Shade, a nod to hidden mysteries. To him, it felt superheroic, a half-light, half-shadow identity. His bedroom lights continued to pulse like lasers, grounding his restless spirit. At Willow Springs High, he drifted through days as an outsider, sketching the 67 missing names in his notebook like a secret constellation. A group of 5 names: M. McGee White, M. Scobie White, T. Perry White, D. Rigsby White, and J. Robinson Black, all disappeared in Missouri during 2003. Comparing the numbers, Cyrus estimated the odds at around 1 in 3.25 trillion. He pictured an alien craft hovering somewhere above Missouri, its lights echoing the pulsing colors in his room and abducting victims according to some unfathomable code. One night, while gazing through his open window and running more searches, he spotted a shy pulse of green and red in the star-spattered Ozark sky. His heart leapt with both hope and terror. Was it just an airplane, or something else entirely? Chapter 4. The Weaver's Thread. Elliot Weaver was the only friend Cyrus trusted, lanky, inquisitive, and never afraid to ask bold questions. Named after a great-uncle who had vanished in the 1970s, rumored CIA abduction according to his father, Elliot leaned in as Cyrus showed him the notebook filled with names. "This isn't random," Cyrus said, tracing the 5 from 2003 with a steady finger. Later that evening, Elliot visited Cyrus's cabin. The hypnotic blend of green, purple, and blue lights wrapped them in a trance. Cyrus revealed his findings: 52 whites, 15 blacks, all missing between 1988 and 2020. Influenced by his father's conspiratorial leanings, Elliot whispered, "What if it's the CIA or NSA? Dad says they make people disappear for experiments." Cyrus's pulse quickened, as though a fresh prism had opened in his mind. Chapter 5. The Digital Deep Dive. In the glowing cocoon of Cyrus's bedroom, the two teens launched queries on their AI tools. Search for government cover-ups related to missing persons, 1988 to 2020, including Reddit and 4chan posts. Threads from Reddit's R conspiracy erupted with chatter about Project Stargate, a rumored CIA psychic program tied to disappearances, plus a 2019 4chan post claiming the NSA tracked name patterns. AI summarized old news stories, mentioned MK Ultra's shadowy legacy, and speculative continuations. Elliot shrugged. "It flags these as low credibility," he noted. Cyrus's mind buzzed with possibility. What if names are codes? Elliot wondered aloud, echoing his father's belief in covert government orchestration. Cyrus's internal lights flared red. The mystery churned deeper. Chapter 6. The Father's Shadow. After school, Elliot led Cyrus to his family's trailer. Shelves bowed under conspiracy magazines. A ham radio whined with static. Ron Weaver, Elliot's father, paced and gestured wildly, ranting about extraordinary rendition and secret government black sites. "They snatch nobodies in plain sight," he declared, "unless they wrap it in a story people believe." He brandished a 2003 magazine photo, capturing a luminous anomaly hovering over Missouri. Cyrus's mind raced. This coincided uncannily with the cluster of 2003 missing. He used his AI tools to probe UFO sightings in Missouri that year and found a dozen, but none directly linked to disappearances. Ron's stories of Area 51 and CIA conspiracies reverberated long after midnight. Back home, Cyrus's LEDs glowed a deep, contemplative blue as he considered that perhaps something extraterrestrial and governmental was quietly unfolding. Chapter 7. The Pattern Tightens. Cyrus refined his next query. Cross-reference missing persons surnamed Black-White with classified government experiments from 1988 to 2020. The results revealed a vague 1990s FOIA release about CIA patterned demographics surveillance. The probability of the 2003 cluster, 5 people in 4 months, still stood at a staggering 1 in 3.25 trillion. Bold text declared, "This is not random." He and Elliot began to articulate a theory. Perhaps a government supercomputer selected targets based on surname codes. The next morning at school, a teacher casually mentioned the Ozark's spook lights, a local legend of mysterious nightly flashes since the 1980s. Cyrus's notebook filled with prism-shaped doodles. His lights pulsed in sync. Chapter 8. The Second Call. Cyrus phoned the FBI's St. Louis office and laid out his theory. 67 names and an alleged government conspiracy. Agent Kessler's voice tightened. "We don't chase conspiracies, kid," he snapped before hanging up. Still, Cyrus's autistic determination burned brighter than ever. The following day, the boys slipped into the school library after hours. They used their AI tools to scour declassified files. Their screens flickered to life with a 1988 DARPA document hinting at anomalous human selection. The lead was tantalizing and frustratingly vague. Elliot ventured that this could be mind control testing, much like his father theorized. Cyrus's LEDs glowed a furious green. In that moment, he dared to think, what if black and white are hidden signals? Chapter 9. The Night Watch. Cyrus stayed up late that night, his bedroom a swirling kaleidoscope. He watched pulses of color ripple over the Ozark sky, another green-red burst that flickered and vanished. Using Flight Radar 24, he confirmed what he already suspected. No aircraft had logged that flight path. Elliot, curled up on the floor, whispered hoarsely, "What if it's aliens and the government together?" They dove into 4chan archives and discovered a 2020 post referencing Operation Prism, alleged CIA-ET collaboration to harvest humans. Cyrus felt a primordial pull. The missing names glowed again in his mind, orbiting his thoughts like fireflies, and the room thrummed with more than just the hum of electronics. It vibrated with promise and terror. Chapter 10. The Breaking Point. When Cyrus's parents realized he was running on empty, their concern flared. His teacher called his mom, worried about slipping grades. "You're in too deep," his mother said, stroking his hair and dimming the LEDs. But Cyrus couldn't stop. He likened his compulsion to that of a gambler, fixated on just one more roll, convinced the next click might unlock everything. Later, Cyrus and Elliot hacked into a news archive. They found a buried 2003 article about a missing family, possibly the Whites. The AI tools calculated roughly a 1 in 500 chance that a family rather than individuals had been targeted. Far higher odds than alien abduction or serial homicide. Cyrus began to wonder if perhaps the government eradicated them to obscure a UFO crash. His lights flickered with manic, jittery spikes, echoing the strain on his nerves. Chapter 11. The Confrontation. That weekend, Ron Weaver drove Cyrus and Elliot to a UFO meetup in Springfield. Conspiracy buffs traded wild theories under canvas tents and flickering lanterns. One woman, claiming former NSA connections, spoke in hushed tones about a 2003 anomaly that had been buried by federal agents. During the Q&A, Cyrus quietly handed over his list of 67 names. Her eyes widened, her voice cracking. "Names like that? They're markers." That night, back at the cabin, Cyrus prompted his AI tools to run a simulation of a government ET abduction scenario. 7 seconds passed like eternal minutes, and the result flashed, 0.005% chance. He realized then that AI wasn't truly sentient. It could only mine the data programmers allowed. Its reasoning, no matter how complex, was bounded. At that moment, the LEDs went dark, an unnerving first. In the silence, a soft hum lingered just beyond the walls. Chapter 12. The Prism Shatters. Cyrus awoke the next morning to a laptop that twitched but wouldn't boot. His AI tools were gone. He wondered aloud, had someone hacked him? Or was this a warning from those watching? At school, Elliot urged caution, but Cyrus shook his head. He recalled the compulsive gambler's phrase, "One more slot," and rebuilt the list of 67 names entirely from memory, sketching them meticulously in his notebook. Between classes, Cyrus noticed a man in a dark coat standing across the hallway. The man's gaze locked on him, then drifted away. Cyrus blinked and he vanished. That evening, the Ozark sky pulsed again, bright and insistent. Cyrus felt a presence more visceral than any digital watcher. Something heavy, impossible, was bearing down on him. And in that moment, the shining prism of truth he'd forged began to crack. Chapter 13. The Light Beyond. In desperation, Cyrus and Elliot posted the 67 names on Reddit's RUFOs, pleading for insights. Responses poured in. Some mocked it as hoax, others reported eerily similar vanishings. Then a direct message appeared from Prism Watcher, warning bluntly,
"Stop digging. They know."
Elliot paled and retreated from the investigation entirely, but Cyrus continued, calling the message a classic troll. That night, Cyrus's LEDs surged to a blinding white, flooding the cabin with unnatural light. An intense hum filled the air, not from any speaker, but vibrating through the cabin walls. Drawn outside, Cyrus stood barefoot in the dew-soaked grass, staring upward. In the sky hovered a shape, angular, silent, and its lights matched the rhythm of his own blinking LEDs. Today, the mystery remains unsolved, but Cyrus Shade, the boy who split light into truth, was never seen again.